Good evening. West Ascension Drainage District Board meeting, Ascension Parish Courthouse, 300 Homer Street, Donaldsonville, Louisiana, August 3rd, 2023, at 5:15 p.m. The agenda item is called to order, invocation and pledge. Mind standing, please.
Dear Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for giving us an opportunity to do the people's work, to get West Ascension forward, to help the people where they need the help, and to properly use our resources. God, give us a bit of a break from this heat, if you may. We sure could use it. Keep us all safe tonight. In your name.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank everyone for coming out tonight and at this West Ascension Drainage meeting. It's been a hot day today, and I assume that everybody's doing fine. At this time, we have roll call. Myself, Alvin Thomas, and present is Mr. Robert. Number 3, the public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak on any item on the agenda, you may sign and give it to Ms. Peggy over here on the side. Any item you wishing to speak on. Number 4, accepting the minutes of West Ascension Drainage meeting July 6, 2023. We have the motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second motion by Mr. Robert, second by Mr. Thomas, that the West Ascension Drainage Board meeting minutes on July 6, 2023 be accepted. Any discussion? No objection? No discussion? Motion passed. Chairman's announcement and report. Short report. I want to thank Regina for getting the award on the other night at our meeting in Gonzales, where things went real well. And her whole team, because as we know, no one can do nothing by themselves. There's always a team. And also wanted to compliment your team on doing a good job, and your assistants doing a good job, along with yourself. The other thing I have is the equipment. What's the, Miss Regina? We have any equipment down? That's cutting, that's the cutting tractor. Are we on point with our rotation on grass cutting? Keeping up. Other report, I have the, as a ride, I've been seeing the tires on the side of the road. Are we to pick those up, or someone needs to call in?
Now we cutting. We cutting right now. I mean, we digging and we cutting. The tires, if any of them are blocking drainage, we remove them. Other than that, when we get a rainy day or something like that, we'll stop and pick them up.
Okay. I see a number of tires in the city. They're stacked up like someone is coming to pick them up. So
we don't get no call in about no tires. Okay. We go out and we pick up tires. If it's a tire blocking the drain, we get a call in and we go out and we get the tires.
Okay. You mentioned last on the 6th about the signs for the making the community aware of of coming into the center, and they can bring in 5 tires at a time?
Yeah, we work,
Lines and stuff?
yeah.
Okay. Also, I have a situation with, we talked about with Castro Field, or ditch. That's on the agenda. I mean, that's out on the agenda, but that's on the work order system. David, can you put some light on this?
Well,
Yeah,
the
I talked
situation,
with
I
Bill.
could speak on that situation.
Okay.
We are currently working on work orders at the moment that are addressing, we're still in hurricane season. So we are addressing the ditches and the work orders that can cause anybody with flooding. If you look at the paperwork I gave you, Castro Ditch is still on the list, it's down the list. We haven't gotten to it yet. But if you look at the paperwork that I gave both of y'all on the phone, the first paper is a map, which is this here.
Let's see it.
Okay, if you're looking at this paper that I gave you for Castro Ditch, Castro Lane, this ditch has to be cleaned from the new road all the way out to the Wino, which is our Bubba Lemon property. If you look at the second picture that with the red mark on it,
I see it.
okay, that is the Castro section. We cannot just dig that one section. That whole ditch needs to be addressed, which is why we're working on getting us to dig that ditch from the new, where it make a curve at and go out into the Wino onto Bubba Lemon's property.
Okay.
If you look at the next picture that I put in there, which should be this one, this is the new road at the end of the holding. The last picture that I gave you is the end of the new, where the ditch needs to be dug at. It needs to be dug from this point all the way to the Wino to drain the water, help drain the water off. Digging Castro Lane in that one section is not going to serve a purpose unless we dig the whole outfall ditch into the Wino.
And my question, not to cut you off, but was to want to know where on the list is this project? How far down the list is this project? Because this been in since March? I think
Yeah, it's
March.
been in since March, and we're just not getting the February work from 2022 that we finishing up also. So the work orders are actually, as you stated last meeting, the work orders are being prioritized in that manner. From the end of the road on Castro Lane to Wino, there's no home, no home is threatened to be flooded. So that's the prioritizing that we do. We have right now we're in the process of digging over on St. Jude side ditch, and David went and got back ditch that goes all the way out to Lemonville Cutoff. That is the work order, those work orders are being prioritized because if a storm comes, that's homes that may be flooded.
Is this project going to be done or put in the books to be done this year?
It's already in the books to be. This project go along with the other projects when we rent our big machine. It has to be dug with a big machine.
Okay.
And this, we have to rent it out.
Yeah, we rent a machine and we do all of the big projects. Rent a machine for like 4 weeks and then we just go through.
Okay. Are there any, Mr. Castro, you had to come to the mic.
They want you to speak in the,
Come to the mic.
ditch at the curve at the new lane goes, runs in that canal right there.
Okay,
The ditch behind Castro Lane runs from Kurt Martinez up to Bubba Lemon's land, where it's been dammed off, so the water has to come back upstream to flow out.
mhm,
It can't go downstream no more. The ditch on Highway 1, and to show you what they know, they cut a trench in it where the culvert goes to a ditch that goes to where it's plugged up, and all the water from the sugarcane field comes there too. The ditch back of Castro in that lane anywhere. It's plugged on each end. So all they can do is back up, coming up towards the houses that's on the lane when you get plenty enough rain.
so you saying as we speak, those ditches? said
They don't
be-
join.
Okay,
David, that's beaver dams, correct?
No, it's back at John Falcon's land where the beaver dam is.
Okay.
I went with a shovel and opened it up because it had about a foot of water in the back that couldn't go nowhere. And the ditch on the side of Castro Lane that runs, the culverts need to be blown out because, I mean, they plugged.
Well,
And-
I'd like to at least, address those beaver dams as immediate as possible. I mean, the whole ditch and the channel, but that's a different story than just being silted in, especially if it's causing backflow, like you're saying.
Yeah, it wouldn't take long to dig it, but I mean, the biggest part would be it's dry enough now that you can drive all the way back there, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it ain't very much to dig out.
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Can I make some remarks on it?
Come on.
And he's correct about the way the water flows, okay?
So,
But
picture, David, with this red line drawn. The red line drawn just where Castro is.
yeah, right. We're working on trying to get,
So so how far would it fall? It doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom?
if you
To the
start from the new road
Even if it's stuff from right here.
by Martinez on that very corner, may I come up there?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Okay, let me just mark it right quick. Okay, so where we got that, road, so the water goes here, comes here, there's 260-inch culverts right here, that's Iberville Parish right here, okay? So those culverts right there, that is in Iberville Parish, so, and it's really stopped up bad at that point. Looking to get, this ditch cleaned so it'll go down to
And
those
this is
60.
also Riverview? So
No, that's,
just the culvert.
yeah, yeah, because the road is on this side of the red line. Okay, so he's looking to get this dug, and we got him on the radar. We gotta get some more people on the signature to let us up in there, and then it's a matter of, you don't have any houses back
Yeah, we're
here.
trying to collect right away right now.
Yeah, I'm working on that. There's a lot of
Okay.
people, and there's no houses in there, and we got him on the radar, it's just, she's trying to take care of some of these ditches that would have, big rain events would, cause some issues at their homes. So, we're gonna get, we're taking to prioritize these things in reference to, what we're looking at to protect residents' homes.
So it's no particular time span that you can really say.
No.
What about the dams, the beaver dam?
Yeah.
What would it take to go out there and bust that up?
Well, you gotta realize, Alvin, that beaver dam, we could probably snatch it out of there and that water could get right there to those 260. Get over there to clean that out and negotiate with Iberville Parish to do a CEA to have them let us go in there and,
So those culverts have 0% drainage?
They're about 60 inch, imagine half of them filled up with dirt.
Gone will help, because that'll give you, holding space for rains and things like that. It'll let it, because
But
every
again,
dam's keeping water in there.
There's no houses back there, so that's why she's prioritizing the job orders that,
Well, prioritizing and telling us that you don't know when you get to it, you can't, I mean, you're gonna get to it this year, I mean, we gotta have a little bit better than that.
well, Joe, when we took over, DPW over here, Regina came over here and she's done it. And, you know, after surveying everything, the first year when I was in that seat, there's a lot of things that hadn't been done, and we start to catch up on those things, but we're still a little bit behind, you know, and the areas that we're addressing to protect homes, people live, and that's the way we're looking at this, you know. Like I say, we're gonna address this, but, you know,
Well, all
we're
I'm
looking
saying
at.
is, I appreciate you saying you're gonna address it, but the time is acceptable. I'll tell you that right now. If you can't give me a date, you can't tell me it's gonna be this year, you can't, I mean,
Oh.
and that's enough, let's move on. Thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Okay.
We'll put it on the agenda next meeting.
Miss, put that on, put it back on, put it on the agenda.
This is the work order.
We're
Ms.
good with
Dale.
that right now.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next
Okay.
meeting.
Item,
I think we covered it.
is that the next item, 6, the work order? The work order you have,
Oh,
is that for the next, okay. We'll have that, the Castro project, we'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting, Mrs. Peggy. The, number 6, discussion of work orders for May through December 20. That in your hand? Okay, well, what's the work orders that you give me on the other day, did not indicate anything that I was asking. Orders that we do from May, the work orders that's coming in the system from May up until December.
well, IT put this list together, and I printed the list and gave it to you. It's all of the work orders
From
from January.
up until December.
December not here yet, we just in
Well,
July,
I'm just saying,
August. Yeah.
I'm sure we have some in as, well, okay.
No, I'm saying the list that you have to current. That's what I'm saying. It starts from January.
And the reason I asked that, again, I indicated this last meeting, was that I know you all are prioritizing. Some people, not say being skipped over, so to speak. If I call in January of 2023, and someone called in February or March, theirs done, and mine hasn't been done.
It
So
goes
we-
by prioritizing the work orders, the same thing what we just said. It depends on the importance of getting it done. All of the work orders are getting done. We had 195 work orders last year, and we did 192. And our list to get done, we have all the documentation and paperwork signed on them, and we're working on getting them done now.
So we don't work on the work orders as they come in.
Yes, we do. We prioritize them. If you put a work order in January, work order in, let's just say, I'll use Urso Road. They called and had a beaver dam. So I can't, if we in January, if we in March,
March.
and they got a beaver dam, that's something that work order will go before what's already there, because we have to do a dotty on it and we go and eliminate the problem. That's not like the same as saying that this one and that one got a ditch that need to be dug, and we don't dig the ditch, we dig somebody else's ditch. That's not accurate. Work order that's put in that has to be done with a big machine is gonna go on hold because we have to rent a machine. We rent a machine and we do all of the work orders that need to be done with the big machine.
Okay, the reason I asked that is I had questions. He was informed me about it and asked about it, and I wanted to make sure that they was being in line with doing what.
So what's the work order?
I don't have it as right now.
Well, what's the
Okay.
constituent address?
I don't have it right now.
Oh. But I'm saying I would like to address it if they
Understand.
saying that we skipped it,
Yeah.
because we're not skipping over people if that's what you're thinking. The work orders that's being prioritized are the ones that we trying to address. We still in hurricane season. The ones that we can go and get out, pull out, or whatever we can do, that's the ones that we address first. If, like I said, if somebody called in with something simpler that needs to be done, and I can grab somebody and get on the backhoe, and they can go do it, that's the way it goes. So if you give me the name, the address, or whatever it is, I would like to address it.
You just said, then that clarified everything that I was asking.
We spoke
So,
on this before.
Okay. Thank you very much. Come on, Dave.
You know, we understand that come to you guys when things are not going right, but, you know, she's doing the best she can with the equipment that she has. But you got to think about this also, and I know the residents don't really care about this. They just need to get their weather conditions. You're looking at equipment breaking down. You're looking at employees that may be sick. That might be that operator, a grass cutter. So all of those factors add into getting these jobs done, and so that all adds to it, the things that we don't talk about and don't see. But if a resident has a problem with a job order, then what we need to do is direct them over there to have the conversation with Regina, so they can have a face-to-face talk with her, and I'm sure that she would have a good explanation for what the job, why the job is not being done. So we got to consider when we evaluate all of the job tasks that we have to do. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you, Mr. Wild. All right, number 7. You go ahead.
So, I was listening to what you were saying, David. And it doesn't go on deaf ears in any way, shape, or fashion. And I can tell you, being in the business world, as I have been for my life, you have to adapt and you have to deal with what you're given. If you don't have the employees, you need to come to us and you need to ask for more employees. If you don't have the equipment, you need to come to us and ask for the equipment. It rains, it storms, we have hurricanes, everything. But we all have to deal with it. Private sector, public sector, all of it. Thank you.
And I do understand that. I come from the private sector too, in reference to everything you just got to say, Joe.
In the private sector, that would be unacceptable.
Well, absolutely.
And,
You know,
and for me, it's unacceptable in this.
but in the private sector, you have a much bigger budget than we got on the west side of the river here to talk.
It's getting better.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting better.
number 7. We want to cover number 7.
Yeah. Number 7, bid results and approval to enter into contract for Bonadonna Cadalgo drainage improvement with the lowest responsive bid submitted Construction LLC in the amount of $1,401,444. Mr. David Waller.
Yeah, I think you guys gave approval on the last council meeting across the river, and they wanted to bring it before the DPW board for y'all approval. And just to let y'all know, I mean, you guys, I've been talking about this for, 2.5 years, and we finally getting to that point where we can get one of these grants really going. So it's been a long time coming, and I just can't wait for them to get really started. And talk about the private sector, they got a lot of money right here to make all of this happen in that one area off of St. Patrick and Vatican. So, project and a long time coming. So,
Appreciate you, David.
you bet.
I know you put a lot
Thank
of
you.
work into it.
There's a motion by Mr. Thomas, second by Mr. Robert. Any discussion? Any objection? No objection. Motion passed. The report, Drainage and Vegetation Report, Ms. Regina Thomas, Assistant Director.
The drainage, the crews are digging on Shake Snyder Road. We just finished on the 945 loop, Vatican Road. We're currently digging on Raynard. We're almost done tearing down the old DPW barn. And after we finish with the barn, we're gonna move on to some of our bigger projects. Vegetation, we're cutting on Lemonville, caught up on some of our grass spraying, and we have 3 tractors running. The recycle report is in your folder.
The 3 tractors that we have running, you say we have 2 down. Those are the same 2?
One is at John Deere and one is in Gonzales.
Okay, well, they're waiting on parts, or? is
John
it-
Deere, yes.
Okay.
The major parts? I know we have.
Did they give us like a foreseeable month, 2 months, 3
No, I
months?
went to John Deere yesterday. They still working.
Okay.
And the other tractor, they still working on it. I know they got some parts in that they put on.
If you could, next time you talk to them, preferably before the next meeting, give us some type of ETA, because if they're talking, they have no foreseeable time of getting these parts in, we might sell them.
Well, we talked about it. I got with Ms. Dawn about it.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. So, you had asked about the gas tanks and the gas cans
Yes, ma'am.
that were picked up is in your, report. He said it was a total of 3 tanks that we picked up and 4 gas cans that we already, so.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's less the gas cans I'm concerned about. And the reason I brought up the tanks is because, like I said, I'll see them around in some of the different properties in Gonzales. I'll pick a few up.
Okay,
Because a lot of times you'll find them near where you find these vehicles. Because when they scrap the car, it doesn't take the tires and it doesn't take the gas tank.
right. And see, like with us with the tires, it's like they don't just throw all of them
They
in
just
one
spread 'em
spot.
out.
Yeah, they sparingly throw them out.
Spread 'em out.
Also, I want to let everybody know the recycle center is up and running. The operation hours are Monday through Thursday from 7 to 4.
Ms. Regina, you mentioned the ditch behind. Be close to finishing it, or
We finished.
we finished it? Okay. That went from the curve till
308,
308?
what they call it, Bayou.
That's the ditches behind the, off of Vatican, behind the houses.
On the left-hand
On the
side.
field, yeah, on the
Yeah.
left hand. Coming from the road behind the field on the left hand side.
Yeah.
I looked at that. I said, that looked pretty good.
I think Ronald
Y'all did a
Stevenson
good job with that, because we had a lot of debris, a lot of trash, and a lot of other
motor,
stuff. Motors and all kinds of
engine
stuff
block.
within that ditch. I went out to, y'all did a fine job with it.
Thank you.
So, thank y'all. Keep working hard and moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we will. Oh, and congratulations on your award, Regina.
All right, number 9, the date and time of the next West Ascension Drainage Board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Robert, second by Mr. Thomas, to adjourn this meeting. West Ascension Drainage Board meeting is adjourned.